What's up, fam? Part 2, day 2 of Ecom Solutions, the SEETS Method. We started this yesterday, and like I told you before, I was going to take you along on the journey. Some of these are going to be long, some of these are going to be short, some of these are going to be boring. I can only imagine that the first few are going to be pretty boring, but I'm just trying to, let you see what I see, kind of when I see it, right? So yesterday I signed in to Ecom Solutions. I got, some login information. I was able to schedule an onboarding call with one of the big wigs there for this morning, actually. I was just kind of in the waiting game from yesterday to this morning to, get in touch with him and get some more information. In the meantime, I was sent some emails, on how to, basically set up my Amazon store through them, allow them to be a user and give them their permissions and whatnot, and set up some of my profile, and goes through some of their training videos. They have videos, some introduction videos, and kind of like a course, things that, just like this, it's kind of boring. I mean, the first couple videos were like, a couple hours long. An hour long here, hour long there. So I watched some more of those last night. Watched another one this morning before my call. So I was able to get on a call with one of the guys over there, and that was actually kind of cool. It was pretty transparent, and what I mean by that, he shared a screen with me and showed me his store through the platform. And this store is already at $512,000 for the year in sales. And I don't know what age of the store it is or whatever, but I mean, he was showing me live screen of a current store that they have, whether it's their best store or worst store or middle store. I have no idea, but it was at $512,000, and I think it was like 20% ROI. It was legit. It was pretty cool. 20% ROI, by the way, is pretty darn good. That I think that was an average. And it was just going through a bunch of numbers, a bunch of, different statistics and info on what was done. And I think he currently has like $112,000 worth of inventory in Amazon right now, and it showed profit on that was going to be, whatever it was. I don't remember, but it was very transparent, and it made me feel comfortable. I don't know how you fake those screens, and him going on to the exact same platform that I was looking at on my screen, just a different. It had current dates, today's date, yesterday's date. It seemed pretty legit. I can only trust that it's good, but even if it wasn't, that wasn't the point of the screen share. That was just information I picked up as he was showing me what to do and how to do it and where to go, things like that. In the meantime, I was just kind of taking note of what was on the screen, and he was just nonchalantly like going through pretty big numbers, and that was kind of cool. It was kind of encouraging. He was very upfront too, and he's like, listen, these numbers, that we talk about, and these numbers that you might see on the screen, that it takes time to get there. It really depends on the inventory that you send in, that you purchase, because what you are is a purchaser. You're a buyer. You do nothing else. You source products and you buy the products. And when you buy the products, you do nothing else. Except when you get the money, the disbursement from Amazon, you rinse and repeat. You should compound your money. And that's really the goal. If you have that ability, I think we talked about this yesterday, if you have the ability to live off of what other income you might be getting other than Amazon, you want to reinvest the money back in, and that's compounding your profit plus cost of goods coming back to you and putting it on top and just doubling it up every day, and or every time you get paid. So he was saying it's about that, and that's true. You got to feed the beast. You got to keep giving Amazon inventory. Not all inventory, not all items are going to work out. Not all items are going to make you money. They call it the 80-20, right? So 20% of your ASINs, or your items that you send in, will make up 80% of your profit. Okay. I know that, actually, because I do that now. I don't know how specific I can be on my personal experience, but it's pretty close. I can go by that rule. But he was just very honest. He was like, look, it really depends on where you're at and how much money you can put into this thing. And normally it sounds like, yeah, of course, the more money I give you, the better off I'm going to be. I mean, duh, right? But you're investing in yourself. So this company is a distributorship company. It's a distributor, right? It doesn't warehouse all of these products. It basically, takes all of these orders that people like me place, go with that buying power we talked about yesterday, order at a good price, get a good low price, and when the stuff comes in, it goes directly to your store, to the other person's store, to the other person's store, whatever. Yeah, of course you have other people on there. Not a lot. They're actually pretty transparent with that too. When you are looking for a product, it tells you what the purchase history was, how many buyers there were in the past month, and how many units of that item were purchased, right? So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And, I didn't really see a whole lot. There's not a lot. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I guess we'll go there. So after the onboarding call and learning, how to do a couple things and how to get this and how to get that, I got onto the platform, and I just started sourcing. I started looking at the products based off what he told me. I mean, it's really cool. We'll get more into the detail of it, but I'm just kind of giving you information right now. As I do it. So I get on the platform, and right off the bat, yes, there's like 70,732 products. I don't know. I'm just kind of making those last three numbers up. And you can filter them, which is awesome. And, basically I want a maximum BSR of, whatever. And I want, 2 or 3 FBA sellers max. I want, how much money do I want to spend on each product, things like that. There's a few different filters you can place, right? So I just did 3 filters, I think, And, it came up with, I don't know, 32,000 products. I'm like, all right, I could filter this more. So I basically, moved my BSR, lower my max BSR, and a couple other things. So I got to 168 products. The more filters you put on there, the higher the standard. And when there's still 168 products to choose from, and I raised the bar pretty good, that's exciting, right? So I'm looking through there. I click on the product. I go on Amazon. I do my sourcing. I do my due diligence, right? Look at my Keep It graph and all that. Look at Rev Seller, and I want to know, how many of these items are selling. I want to know if there's profit in it. I want to know if there's any IP claims, and I want to know if I can sell it, if I'm gated, or not, right? So I go through the process, and I basically vet them, right? And they pass or they don't pass. Honestly, they all passed. I probably went through 20 products. If I didn't put them in my cart to order, it was because I'm feeling like there's something better out there. The ROI wasn't high enough, or the monthly sales, estimate wasn't that great. It was doable. Oh, you know what? There was one where it was restricted. Like, I couldn't even apply. I couldn't even ask to be ungated. I don't even remember what it was, but that was it. I mean, that doesn't matter. That would be like that anyway. I can't, they can't help that. But yeah, I probably, out of the 20 products, one of them was just completely restricted, and the other two were like, the other two I didn't choose, was just because I was now I'm being picky, because I can be, which is just incredible. I mean, if you guys have any idea on sourcing products, the luxury of being picky is awesome to have. It's a luxury, right? So yeah, I was being picky. So listen, this is what I did. I'm in testing phase. Okay, just like we explained before. I go on the website. I go through these products through this crazy filter system that I'm thinking, I'm not going to get anything out of. There's 168 products. The first 20, are doable, except one was there's no way to sell it on Amazon, which means that's probably their product, whatever. I can't remember what it was. But I started with grocery, by the way, grocery category. That was one of my filters. A lot of these tips and tricks that I'm going to learn, I'm going to pass on to you. I want you to know them. Like starting with grocery. Well, I find out that grocery doesn't have that much of a wait time. Okay, so like I was explaining to you yesterday, there's a wait time on a lot of this product because you're waiting for they're waiting for a certain amount of orders to come in to place a big order, with whoever they buy the stuff from, so they can get good pricing, cut costs on shipping and all that, right? So sometimes you're waiting around for, a good while, a month, 2 months. It depends. I mean, there's products that they can get now that you're not going to really want to buy until, October, for Christmas time. I mean, he was explaining all kinds of crazy stuff to me. And then I was finding these things. Then you have the meltables, right? So that's another thing, that you can't really get into right now, since we're getting into the summer heat, and things like that. So a lot of those products aren't going to be available for a while. Anyway, grocery happens to be something that they can get quicker. So you want to get the ball rolling, go to grocery, right? Things like that. So I go to grocery as part of my, my filter. So, I go through these products. It took me about 30 minutes to go through 20 products. Again, that alone is priceless. Being picky, priceless. Just having the products there, because they're pre-selected products. They've had a team take a look at these products already. So if they're on the website, they're sellable, one way or the other. I'm not sure about the restricted product that I ran into. He did explain that a lot of that stuff is seasonal. He was telling me, like, Crayola, they only ungate people maybe twice a year, different parts of the year. Like right now, when back to school, I guess when back to school was happening, they cut it off. There was no approval of anybody. Now they might release it. He said it's just a trend, depending on what it is. But it could have been that. But because otherwise, why would they have it on their website? It's just it's a question I have written down, actually. So I'm not really sure. But out of 20 products, I only find one. I'm okay with that. That's great. So that being said, to find the products enough to be picky about the product, and to only find something out of there that we could sell, but choose not to because it's not it's not the gravy. It's just kind of, it's okay, which is still not that bad. It's still doable. Then we're doing pretty good. And so I go through them, and I'm in the testing phase, like I said, and I'm buying. I kind of have two strategies: number of items, depending on the MOQ, number of items, and how much I'm spending. All right. I want to, get 5 items in to test, or $50 to $80 an item, depending. That's kind of where I just went to real quick. No rhyme or reason, except you want to be an inch deep, mile wide. So I found 19 products. 2 of them I didn't choose. So I found 17 products in 30 minutes. And click, ding, dang, bam, boom, voila. That's it. Because what you do is you choose the quantity, how much it is. After you decide you want to test the product, and you put in your cart, go on to the next product. I mean, you could check out then. That's fine. Whatever. But again, time is money, right? So I'm already in the middle of it. Might as well try to get as many things in the cart as possible, right? And hit my budget, whatever my daily budget is, because that's important. You don't want to overspend. You don't want to underspend. So kind of, look at your finances and see what your daily budget's going to be. And you just put in cart. Put the items in your cart, depending on what you find. So I find 5 of an item that I'm happy with. I put it in there. There was one that was pretty inexpensive, so I bought 10 because it only came up to like $40. I mean, it was a $4 item. But it sold for $12.50, right? And it was something I researched, and it was something that I believe will sell at a good profit. So I bought 10 of them. There was one where I had to buy 8 because the MOQ was 8. Whatever. It was $500. At the end of the day, it was 17 products. It was $500 worth of product that I found in 20 minutes. When is it going to come to me? I'm not 100% sure yet. Again, this is brand new to me. That was one of the questions I asked this morning. He's like, look, it kind of gives you an idea when you're looking at the product, which it does. It's part of the details and the information that this company gives you when you're looking at the product, and an average turnaround time number is given. And I think some of them were 24 days, some of them were 7 days. A lot of them weren't that long because, again, it was groceries, so their turnaround time is a lot quicker. So I'm looking at probably 2 to 3 weeks for FBA to get these products in, which isn't that bad, because if I'm sourcing the products on my own, first of all, I'm spending 20 minutes on one product, which is crazy, because when you're sourcing a product on your own, you're kind of throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and it takes time. Let's say you find a product that is good. You got to find out where you're going to buy the product from. Then you got to find out, if you got to create an account, you got to do this, you got to do. There's a ton that goes along with it. And then if this one doesn't have, this store doesn't have enough inventory, then you got to find another store that sells it. It's a process. So I would spend $20 minutes on one product, not even knowing at the end of the process I'm going to be able to send the product in. See, the cool thing is with this company is it's guaranteed. They already have this product to sell. They just don't have it to send in to FBA yet because they're waiting for enough orders from us to come in to make that order. So it's definite. I don't have to worry about who it's coming from, who they're getting it from. I just have to worry about it's selling on Amazon. And so you do your research on that. If it is, there you go. Bam. There is no worry. There's just wait. There is wait. And so I put in, it was like a $500 order, probably a little bit less. I can't really remember. And that was it. Click. And there you go. And they create the listing they add the listing to your account for you, to your Amazon store. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do any of it. You can manage it afterwards, which you'll do. You'll put it into your repricing tool, which hopefully you have. If you don't know some of the stuff I'm talking about, just shoot me a message and we'll go over it. I'll help you guys out. I can help out. But that's it. It's crazy to me. It's almost too good to be true. It's almost too good to be true. But from what I saw today with the onboarding call, and then actually doing the process myself, and what I was able to come up with, so far so good. So far so good, honest to God. Now it's kind of a wait game. Now listen, you put a deposit in, okay? You put in $2,500 into the kitty. You're going to pull from that money when you make your purchases. Like today, that $500 is going to come out of the $2,500. Now, cool thing is that money doesn't come out until the order comes in. So that money's not even out yet. The order is placed. It's like a pre-order is really what we can call it, right? So the pre-order is there. When the merchandise comes in, that's when they invoice you and they pull it out of the kitty. After the $2,500, then you do it each time. I don't know if I could put more money in the kitty, because I like that idea actually. I know that I'm going to spend. I know I have $2,500 I'm going to spend on product. So what I mean by that is I still got $2,000 in my kitty, and tomorrow morning, well, tomorrow sometime, I'm going to source some more products. I don't want to buy too many products too quickly, and this I'm just giving you my strategy, my thought process, because the first couple orders I'm going to do grocery. All right. Today I did. Tomorrow I might actually switch it up. I might do something different tomorrow. Another category. There's three main categories they have. There's a ton of subcategories, but there's three main categories that they have, which we'll go over later. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they have a lot of tools. They have a lot of health and beauty, things like that. Toys, candy is a big thing. Whatever, but they have candy's a big thing. Of course, grocery. So I did grocery today. I don't want to do too many orders at the same time and then kind of come in. I want to kind of do a drip, like a drip campaign, but I want to slowly feed the beast, in each category. Because I want it to be constant. I want it to be constant. Now I'll speed up the process in the next, week or so, maybe 2 weeks. And you know what? Tomorrow morning I might completely change what I'm saying, but that's how I feel it needs to happen. So let's say I spend $500 today. Tomorrow I spend another $500, maybe on a different category, or I spend less, on the grocery category. And then the next day, same type of thing. I'll be back and forth, because if I go to a different category, it's going to take longer. So it's going to take a month. So I'm not stuffing that tube, too quickly, because I know that it's going to take that time, that item longer than the grocery. Anyway, it's a lot, but it's part of the deal. You're here with me. You're here. I'm thinking about this as I'm telling it to you, right? And I know it's boring, but it's the process. And my goal at the end of this year is to have $100,000 a month in sales. That's my goal. Now, right now, I'm doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month in sales, and my goal is going to be $100,000 a month in sales. Now, I am positive that I can get there, but like many of you, I don't have $75,000 or more sitting around to just spend on product. I need to, rinse and repeat the profit that I'm making, plus the cost of goods coming back to me, and reinvest that every time and compound it on top of each other. It's going to be easier as time goes, but in this first few months, it's going to take a little while. The more money you put into it, the more inventory you have. That's your asset. You're most likely going to sell the stuff, because unless you're just not good at sourcing, you're going to sell the stuff, right? And as long as you're reinvesting it and not spending your profit outside of building your business, it's good. It's easy to get to that. It's easy to get to it. You just got to spend money and make money, and that's exactly what this is. So listen, I drug this on too long. I'm excited. I got a lot to say, but we'll talk more about this tomorrow. And I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where I was at right now. Made my first purchase, and I'm excited. Listen, you guys have a great night. Talk to y'all later. Bye.